Hey guys, Articulation here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the S.H.Figuarts Masked Rider Ryuki Survive. This is the S.H.Figuarts version of Masked Rider Ryuki's power-up form. So this set includes several things: the figure, various accessories, and a special Tamashi stage. So to start, let's take a look at the figure itself. So similarly to Night Survive, when Ryuki powers up, his suit colors invert so that his undersuit is black and his armor is red. Taking a look at the head, you can see it's got these slats along the eyes to make it look something like a night visor. You know, the top part here with these gold lines that extend out here to become horns. This symbol on top, which is in gold with a red forehead gem. And then these two antenna-like dragon whiskers. Now, something to know about these is that they do flex slightly, but they're still mainly stiff plastic. So you want to take careful with these to make sure that they don't break. He's also got these two nice clear red eyes. And his jaw, or rather mouth plate, right here. And one thing to note is that, just from looking at the pictures of the box, it seems like the helmet design has changed from the prototype version to the final product, as the slats that go along his eyes seem a little bit thinner on the actual figure than they do on the pictures on the box. That being said, it's still a nice looking helmet design. Moving down to the body, we can see his neck, which is this interesting metallic magenta color, which is nowhere else on the figure. Around the collar area, we have some silver with some metallic red. Then you have the chest piece, which is this nice dragonic chest plate, which seems to have something of a dragon face to it, with these eyes and then a kind of a snout running down the body. He has these two red and gold shoulder spikes, which extend out and back and hover a little bit over his shoulder pads. Coming down to the V-buckle, we can see it's the same as all the other V-buckles, with his card deck, which is in a nice metallic red, with a molded-on symbol and shapes around it. Going along the arms, we can see various iconic Ryuki Rider plugs. A little bit of gold lining his shoulder pads. Then his gauntlets, which are in gold and red, with a little bit of striping to them. And the hands, which also invert, changing from black, or rather red with black, to black with red. Got the standard design for legs. And then the shin guards, which are the same design as the gauntlets, but without the plugs on them. Instead, the ones on his legs are on his two knees. And then we have his die-cast feet, which have just a little bit of striping around the heel. Going right to the back, see this silver detailing on the back of the helmet, and then a couple more of those rider plugs. Articulation-wise, got a ball-jointed head and ball-jointed neck, so you can move his head up and down, left and right, look side to side, and basically have any kind of movement you'd want his head or neck to have. And it's a nice tight joint that isn't too tight, so you can move it into poses and it'll generally stay that way. Getting to the shoulders, they're pretty standard. They can go up and down a little bit, in and out. The shoulder pad is on a hinge, so that it lifts up to add extra clearance. It goes forward and back, and that actually leads me to another interesting bit of articulation, which is the shoulder spikes. They're actually on these stalks and stems, which are attached to ball joints within the chest piece, so they can actually move outwards and inwards, go back and forth, even move side to side. They're basically designed so that it actually adds some clearance for the arms to move forward as well as upwards. And you can even kind of set them to whatever angle you feel most comfortable with. He's also got a bicep swivel right here, which is fairly tight. Double jointed elbows. Swivel out the gauntlet to add a little bit more articulation. Then ball jointed wrists with a little swivel in them. He's got something of an ab crunch and some nice waist articulation. Then he's got hips that are the same system as Night Survive, that go forward and back, in and out, have a thigh swivel, and they're designed so that no matter which way you pose them, the joints aren't exposed. Then he's got double jointed knees, angles that pivot forward and back, and side to side, and then a toe joint. And similar to Night Survive, you can take the card deck and remove it from the V-buckle. Just like so. You can see all the nice detail mold on there. And then you can slide it back into place, and it's gripped well enough so that won't fall out. So accessory-wise, he has various hands, 13 to be exact, 6 left and 7 right. First notable pair are 2 new hands for the regular Ryuki, which are designed for being a 1 gripping hand and 1 card holding hand. Then for Ryuki Survive himself, he has a card holding hand, 2 pairs of gripping hands, relaxed hands, splayed open hands, and then a pair for his signature accessory, that being the Drag Visor's Vi. So when powering up to Ryuki Survive, the Drag Visor changes from a gauntlet to a blaster. And so as you can see here, it's designed like a dragon's head, a pair of golden horns, a visor similar to the one on Ryuki himself, some thin whiskers, and then a mouth. It has this grip with a red trigger, and a second grip for the card slot, which has a little bit of golden detailing on it. And the way the card slot opens is actually designed in the same way as it does on the show and in the toy version, which is that you pull back this lever here, and the card slot actually opens by raising up. And then when you put a card in, you close it up by using just putting it back in. A second card slot in the mouth that opens up just like so. And you can see there's some more gold detailing, and the card just slots in right here. Also included is an alternate blade piece for a separate mode of, rather an alternate mode of the Drag Visor's Vi. Now of course, he's a Ryuki rider, so he's got to have cards, and so Ryuki Survive comes with 9. Survive, Add Vent, Sword Vent, Shoot Vent, Guard Vent, Trick Vent, Strange Vent, Steel Vent, and Final Vent. Just taking a look. Once again, these are some tiny plastic cards with printed on detailing. You can actually see the Survive card with the Survive cards, the right wing blended around, and even the word Survive on it, as well as the red stripes on the top. And then the back, which for each of these is identical. So actually getting to the way the cards work, first off, the mouth slot is of course for the Survive card. So that just slides right in here. Just fits into place and closes up just like that. And since it's both slid in there and closed up inside the mouth, there's no way it's going to fall out. Then for one of the other cards, you can open this up, Take the card, just place it in there, and because this part is made out of a clear plastic, you can see the card inside. Then close it up, and it's also securely in place. And then the card just falls right back out. So next up, we can use his Shoot Vent card, or rather Sword Vent, since the last one was Shoot Vent. Once again, have it open like that. Insert the card all the way in, and close it up. And for Sword Vent, the first thing to do is take this little part and flip out this blade here. Then detach the blade like this. Take this new one, then pop it into this slot, and it'll actually click into place here. Add the hinge for the smaller blade. Something like this. And just get in there. Just like that. And here we have the drag blade. Now this is an interesting kind of sword mode because the grip of it is right here, but instead of extending upwards, the blade actually extends outwards, and so it's forward like this. But still is quite nice. It has a nice length to it, and there's nice detailing along it with black and gold. So it still is pretty cool. And so then you can just take the normal blade and pop that right back in. And sometimes it helps open up the mouth a little bit to do the blade switching, just because it has this point that does kind of hit the tip of the jaw. So now, the reason why Ryuki comes with so many hands is because he doesn't have to always hold his visor. Rather, he can also store it on his hip, which uses this part. So this is basically an alternate plug for his left side. So put that in, lift up the arm, because you're going to want to pop off this. Just like so. And then there's a little ball joint in here, so you want to line this up. Basically line up so that this notch will fit in right here. Fit that in right there. Then push in the ball joint until it kind of pops into place. Just like so. I have that piece attached. And for the drag visor's Vi, take off this little plug here. You can see there's a little opening. And basically just line the two up and plug it on. There you have it on its waist. And because it's on a ball joint, you can swivel it forward and back, in and out, and up and down. And so there it is holstered. And then it can also go into his left hand. Since the normal drag visor was mounted on his left hand. As such, he wields it with that hand, even though it's a handheld weapon. So then we can pop this back off and put back on the original plug. And so for holding, we're going to use this hand right here, which is designed with the trigger finger or index finger sticking out a little bit so it can fit over the trigger. Now actually putting it on is a little bit tricky because basically what you have to do is stretch out the thumb a little bit and then fit it on, or rather fit it around the handle. First up, I'm just going to put this cap back on. Then I'll get this on, although it could take a couple of tries just because it is a little bit tricky, because the thumb will want to return to this position where it's, kind of against the fingers. So yeah, you basically gotta stretch out the thumb. Then fit on like that. Oh wait, wrong handle. My mistake. So, is it kind of helps to have the thumb facing you. I apologize if this takes just a little bit, but it is just kind of tricky. Getting it just like that. There we go. Then we can remove his left hand and replace it with this new one. So that pops right onto the ball joint. Of course, as is typical, the joint may want to kind of work against you. Okay, getting it about like so. I'm holding it just like that. Also of note is this other hand, which is used specifically for a game into poses where he is pulling open the card slot. As it's kind of stretched out like this, so you can fit the fingers in here and open and close the card slot, just like that. So then getting to the Tamji stage. It's designed after his card deck, so it's got a clear red color with a gold design on it, and the label, Master Ryuki Survive. Then we got the 3 points for plugging in the stage, two of which are filled in with these little caps. And we have the stage arm, which is the same type as the one that comes with Night Survive. So it hinges at these 3 points. The claw can rotate around, and the claw parts move in and out. So you can put it on there, then adjust it to however you want. So now to finish this up, we can get Ryuki in a pose. So I'll choose to use one with the drag blade. Fitting that into place, like so. Here, a little bit dynamically posed. Then we can clip this around his waist and adjust it as needed. So something like that. And then just getting everything straight and organized. So I can give my final thoughts. So overall, Ryuki Survive is, in my opinion, an amazing figure. Like with Night Survive, the sculpt is excellent, the articulation is great, and it comes with every accessory he needs to. But I kind of like this guy better than Night Survive, mainly because he has more posing options thanks to the greater amount of hands. And he doesn't have the restricted shoulders that Night Survive does, because of the way Night Survive's shoulder pads didn't quite work that well. But with Ryuki Survive, because of the way the shoulder spikes can extend and basically move around to give whatever clearance is needed, it allows for a greater range of movement in the shoulders and so a greater variety of poses. So overall, if you like this guy or his American counterpart, Conrad Dragon Knight Survive Mode, whether you like the characters or the suit or the shows, I can definitely recommend picking up this figure. Like with Night Survive, you can find this guy on Amazon.com for some fairly good prices. Overall, this is a great figure that I can highly recommend. So, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my channel for more videos. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.